Do you hear where I get that? She does it too.
Hey, hello.
Hello,
We're
hello,
live.
hello. We're live. We're live. We're live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back to Wellness Wednesday with
Oh,
Console Nishima,
Didi.
Dini,
Umunyana?
Live from New
Yana,
York.
and Alex Anderson. Yeah, live from New York. It's the
New
Dini
York.
and Console.
Did you
Yeah,
hear? New York. New
Yeah.
York. And Los Angeles.
yeah. How are we doing? How are we doing, everybody?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I feel good. How about you, Consulate?
Yeah.
We are good here in New York. The weather
Mhm.
is fabulous.
Uh-huh.
We're enjoying the fall, the nice breeze. It's not cold yet.
Mm-mm.
Unfortunately, this is a short um, season, but
Oh, fall is a short season in New York
I think so. To me, it's short.
because you're gonna
What?
go into the freezing winter.
Yeah. Wait. So
know.
does it? Wait. Does it? Because y'all get all seasons, right?
Yes.
In New York. So
Yeah.
how long is? Because fall was like 3 months. How long has it been? Has it felt like fall in New York?
Right now, this month, actually, that's when I started feeling a little. Yeah, you start feeling the
Yes.
fall this month. September was like, like hot and all that. I think it starts by the end of the September.
Oh,
Feel
Well,
more
like,
like,
when
yeah.
it's supposed to start. Yeah.
that's
But
nice.
then it
Yeah.
gets cold though. It gets super cold in New York.
It can get chill a little bit, but I like that chill, not too cold, but I like a little, just
Yeah.
throw a little jacket on you, or whatever.
Yeah.
Sweater. Yeah, it feels it feels fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I
Feels
talk
fun.
about that. It's like in Los Angeles, it's too pleasant.
It's
Yeah.
too pleasant.
It's too pleasant.
What do you mean?
In
It's
my
hot.
opinion-
It can get hot. Like
Yeah, it can get
hot.
hot, but I feel like it never gets too cold. It never gets to the point where you're just like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like I need to like throw something on
Yeah.
I
me.
know.
You know, and I like to layer. I like to be stylish in the winter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like have my jackets, have my hoodies, my beanies,
Oh,
my
you should see
hats.
Consulate in the winter.
That's
Yeah,
the
you-
beauty about winter. You can be stylish. You can throw on all different kinds of, style. Winter
Yeah,
style is so
yeah.
good. They look
It
great.
I
is.
know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so great. That's what I like the most about that. But summer is too hot for me. Sometimes
Mhm.
it's really too hot. And
Yeah.
you enjoy what you are wearing or
No, because you're sweating in it.
yeah. Mhm.
Sweating through all the
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah. I don't.
Fall reminds me about Rwanda a little bit. Like you
The
have that
breeze.
feeling of like the breeze in the evening because you have like throughout the day it can be a little hot, but then during the later in the evening it could be a little fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. LA. Now, as I think about it, LA's weather is pleasant, especially because when you guys have winter, all the months that you guys have like that cold winter, for us,
Yeah.
it's like it feels like fall.
Yeah,
So
you
it's
guys are so
Yeah.
lucky.
yeah. So it's almost like we go from now to like April,
Mhm.
May, when it's fall. Like it's
Mhm.
all fall, pretty much.
Yeah, I needed to drop below like 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
Nah.
Just one time. Just
Here in Los Angeles,
yes, just cold enough to
Impossible.
where I'm like, ooh,
Impossible.
brr.
Impossible.
Ooh,
Maybe
Everybody
maybe
will-
with the climate change and stuff, we may see it, but
We're going the opposite direction though. Like
we're
it's
going
been-
to the. We're
it's
gonna
gonna-
burn.
We're gonna burn first before
Oh
we
man,
freeze.
we're gonna burn.
Oh, that's kind of
and you guys had a really crazy summer.
Yes, the
Yeah.
fires and
hot.
stuff.
Yeah, not
Mhm.
compared to how it used to be before, but you guys
No,
it's different. So
yeah, I don't think we had any fires so far. I'm knock on wood.
Yeah.
But
Where
yeah,
we leave, you and I.
no, I mean like in LA in the last couple of years,
There
or at least
was-
where we are. But
Yeah,
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 it's just hot though. It's hot.
yeah. They've had fires in like Malibu and places like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we're going the opposite.
yeah,
Not
I
fun.
think the climate change is real.
Oh yes, it's real.
It's real.
Yeah, you're wearing green too. Is that what you're up to?
Are you
Yeah,
like,
I'm bringing awareness of it. So
like eco friendly?
it's
Eco-friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
really,
Yes.
and yeah, I needed to be UN ambassador. What do you call it? for climate change.
For climate change.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Or climate
I mean, it's
awareness.
something that we all as humans need really to pay attention to, because this planet, even if we're not there, it's gonna survive whatever comes at it. But
Mhm.
are
Yeah.
we going to survive it? That's the question.
Mhm.
That is the question.
That is the
So
question.
we
Yeah,
shall
there's a
see.
question mark there. So how are we going to survive?
How are we gonna survive
Yeah.
if it gets like hot, 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 or cold, cold, cold of the whole
Well,
planet?
We
sorry,
need
go
to
ahead.
be real about it. So just as long as we admit it's a reality, so that's the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's
True,
very
true.
true. Yeah.
But speaking of survival, speaking of taking care of ourselves,
Yes.
today we are here to talk about one of our favorite books.
Yes.
What is
You
it
have
called?
it. You have it with you, Console?
Yes, it's here, of course. Of course,
Oh, look at this.
of
Mhm.
course.
This is a little book that you can keep on your bedside little table,
Yes.
Yeah.
so that you remind yourself all these four agreements.
Yeah.
Do you do that too? Do you like it that
I
much too?
try my best I could, and if I
Yes.
want to kind of go back to revisit myself.
Mhm.
Revisit yourself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Huh?
So wait. So
It reminds me things I'm like, like I have to check on myself and see what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
book it's written by let's
You can read it. I think
Don
you.
Miguel Ruiz. Ruiz.
Ruiz.
Ruiz. Yeah,
Ruiz.
he's written a bunch of books actually, like a lot of them, and
Mhm.
they're all sort of like I'm
Like
assuming.
an ancient knowledge in
Yeah.
his tribes.
Mhm.
So
And so this is one of the more popular ones. Dean, you actually put me onto this book
yes.
like
Mhm.
3 years ago.
It was like
Three-ish.
probably 4 years ago,
4
when I
years
was
ago.
trying to like show you that I have an interest.
That you have. Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe that was part of the, what do you call it? The mating ritual?
No.
No, like the courtship, I should say, not mating, courtship.
Maybe that was her pickup line.
That was my pickup
That was your
line.
pickup line.
Actually,
Yeah. Oh, you like to
those
read
were.
books? I got a book
I
for
got
you
books.
right here.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I fed him with books. As soon as I knew he likes books, I was like,
Yeah.
You gotta read this, you gotta read
That's
that, you
it.
gotta read that. Talk to me about what you read
Yeah.
about that book. So that means a date, because you
Yeah.
can't, talk to me about a book in just like 20 minutes. You have to have hours
That's
to
right.
like
Mhm.
go deep. Actually, you go deep. You get to know a person. Huh.
That
All
helps you.
the
It's like almost like an entrance to the inner world of the
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very true.
Yeah.
I think Dean, you and I may have done like a separate YouTube video about this a couple years ago at this point,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
Constantly, you've read the book. You understand how important a lot of these four agreements. There's another
Yeah.
one. The sequel to this book is called the Fifth Agreement. But
Right.
the four agreements, just to go over them really quickly.
Oh yeah, we can like share them.
Yes.
So one can do one, another one can do one, another one can do one.
Yeah. Are we gonna read? Is it gonna be like a reading thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'll say the first one then, if y'all do
Yeah.
not mind. Okay. So the first of the four agreements is be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love.
Ooh,
Mm.
it's a good one. This is.
Yeah.
So you were gonna go for the second one.
The second one, hold on.
This one is it's my favorite.
Okay,
The
would you
second
go?
one.
Would you go on the second one, Titi? So
Sure, it's my favorite one,
Mm-hmm.
which I've been learning ever since I read this book. I keep reminding myself, don't take anything personally, which can be
It's
hard
tough. That's
at
tough.
times.
It's hard for everybody, I think.
Yes. So the second one, it says, don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What the others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When we are immune to the opinions and actions of others, we won't be the victim of needless suffering.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mhm.
That's really good.
Oh yeah. Next time we should talk to one about one of the other ones too.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead, Console.
Okay, let me take it. Always do your best. Is that
Mm.
a fifth or the fourth? Which one?
No.
That's okay. We can save the best one for last, the one we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yes. That's smart. Smart. Like that. Always do your best.
Always do your best. I'm wondering, are you reading on the here or?
No, we are reading on the little when you open the first
the back. Okay. Yeah.
On the front, when you open it, it shows you brief summaries.
Yeah. Because you have a different one. Do you have you reading from?
Let's see what you have. Open the cover.
The fourth, here. The fourth agreement. That's what I have.
You have the fourth.
Yes.
Yeah. So open the beginning, the first one, the first page, as the first cover.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay. It's okay. I got you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You see it?
Okay. Let me read it. Don't make assumptions.
Okay.
Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life.
Yep.
I can read the last one too.
Please do.
Always do your best.
Oh.
Your best is going to change from the moment to moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best and you avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret.
Ooh.
Man, all of these are good.
I know.
Yeah.
They are really incredible.
Yeah.
But on don't make assumptions here. The one that we're going to be focusing on the most here, I think there's a reason why they say that with this one agreement you can completely change your life. I think it's true, especially in like our world of media and almost constantly needing to have good relationships with people and good clear communications with people. It is essential to be able to have clarity in that and to not prejudge. Well, okay, so I said something else. What I'm talking about is because we all make judgments. We all are judgmental. We all have like certain biases in our mind.
Constantly and I are Virgos.
Well,
they say we are.
It's unavoidable. It's unavoidable. We all have these
when you are very analytical, you
have an analytical mind. Oh, yeah.
But it's important though to realize that despite these preconceived notions that we have, despite these judgments we have, we cannot act on those things. And it's important to look at those things objectively and be like, okay, well, I do think this. I have been thinking this, but that doesn't make it true.
No.
And if I assume that to be true without clarifying first with whatever group of person that I'm talking about, group of people or a particular person, then things will be the way they should be, clear and concise communication. But again, those assumptions get people in trouble literally every single minute of every single day.
Oh yeah.
It's wild how, and we all know not to like
not
jump
assume,
to conclusions.
But our brain just has conclusions.
I think for me, especially nowadays, with we're in the era of conspiracy theories.
Oh yes.
Is social media, everybody. You just jump on conclusion. Whenever you see something in your brain immediately, tells you to make a conclusion and assume it all. I think it increases based on so to me, social media has increased that a lot because people are not like seeing each other. They're behind the technology. Because when you're not even seeing a person, sometimes the assumptions, whatever things actually they increase more than having a face-to-face conversation with
a person.
They call that Twitter fingers, right?
Twitter fingers, where you're just like watching something and then you go on and on.
And it's easy to make those snap judgments, and especially it's easy to say these things out loud when you're not being held accountable in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy to run with those things, especially
Yes.
on social media,
Mhm.
where you don't necessarily need to fact check things before you post them,
Mhm.
even if
Mhm.
it's destructive. You
Yeah.
know, and so
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think we really have to be careful about all of that.
Yes.
Mhm.
And sometimes like when we pass, sometimes you may like look at a person and you be like and start having a whole history and story about them before
Mhm.
even you've ever spoke to them or anything. You just have you just
Even
imagine
even lay eyes on them.
and just
Yeah.
laying eyes on them. Like if I will give you a quick example, I remember in high school, I think you may have read in my book,
Mm.
one of the headmasters saw me and immediately and found out about my name or my face.
Mhm.
Immediately he associated me with uh someone that he's not gonna get along with,
Oh
and
yeah.
he gave me just my look at the first interaction before even I spoke. He called my name, he saw my face. That was, you know how they call your name and you don't have to say
Mhm.
anything, just say
Mhm.
present.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And he associated me with a previous student that was there, that
Wow.
we looked alike, that gave them trouble.
Mhm.
And that's how he just I was just that previous student in his head. And
Mhm.
so he assumed all of those things about me, and I think it gave me a hard time, of course.
I would
It didn't,
imagine.
yeah, but if he got that, if he did not assume all those things, he would have had to know me, had a chance to
Yeah.
know me,
Yeah.
and not have and no he and later on he started knowing who I am and even got scared when I was like, I can't take this.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But assumptions are really horrible, especially when you're assuming to
Mhm.
someone that you have control over.
Yeah,
You can,
especially you were young at that time.
yes,
You
yeah,
need to switch a little bit because he
yeah.
traumatized you already.
Oh yes,
Of
oh yeah,
the way he treated you without knowing who you are as a
oh
person.
yeah, oh yeah. I was so scared of him. Whenever I saw him, I
Mm.
just hid. I was hiding all the time whenever I saw him, and so um it's
Yeah.
definite this is but if he sat down and he asked me questions and like this book says, if he had read this book
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
or found out about it,
Yeah.
he could have been a great leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the thing. The first thing people should do, talk, have a conversation
Mm,
Hmm.
before you
yeah,
come into conclusion of what the person who the
yeah,
person is.
yes,
Just have a communication.
oh
Communicate,
yeah, yeah,
communicate.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
So communication to me, I believe it's a good way of opening
yeah.
door to understanding each other.
Oh
Yes. Yeah.
yes, oh
Hmm.
yeah, oh yes. Communication,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And even know
Eh,
why the person behaves the way they behave. There's a reason why a person have, a behavior different from yours. Maybe
yeah,
you have to know who they are, where he comes from, his background.
Hmm.
Why? Maybe, like, for instance, we always see a person who, uh, maybe people, let's talk about addiction. Recently was
yes,
World Mental Health. I
Yeah.
think,
yes.
I think it was 2 days ago. It was yesterday? Yesterday, I believe it was
It was
yesterday.
yesterday. Yeah.
You see a person who's addicted to drugs,
Hmm.
uh, alcohol, or anything else like that. But and then immediately you put that person in a category of people who have bad behavior.
Yeah.
That's
Mm,
not the background of the person. Maybe the person gone through traumatic experience in their lives, and
yeah.
maybe there's some reason why that person, was able to abuse. The reason why the person abused drugs is because something
Something.
I've gone through.
Yeah.
It's good to just allow the person to tell their story.
Yes.
And yeah, create a safe space for the person to tell you what happened to them because they are
Yeah.
not what they are doing. What
No.
happened to them instead of telling them what's wrong with you. So,
No. No.
mhm.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. There's always a reason someone acts a certain way,
Mhm.
and even it helps with this. Don't make assumptions
Mhm.
in communication. It helps to not actually. There was the other one that we read, to not take things personally,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
when somebody even does it. Even when someone does something hurtful to you, and your first thing is about how it made you feel, you may
Right.
stay there as a victim for a very long time. But when you put yourself aside and just ask yourself those questions about, why did he or her hurt me? Like, what
Mhm.
happened to them to be able
Mhm.
to inflict pain, to be able
Mhm.
to hurt? Why? Because I realized most of the time you would definitely find empathy towards that person, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know that by hurting you, they did not leave themselves out of that experience, and
Mhm.
they might have experienced pain. Yes, it doesn't excuse them to inflict pain on others,
Mhm.
but for those who have already experienced that pain,
Mhm.
it helps to be like, wait a minute, that person also
Yeah.
actually needs help.
Yeah.
And so it gives
Yeah.
you some kind of power
Mhm.
in a way. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, from the things you were saying, and even with drug addiction and all those things,
Mhm.
most of the time you find that those people went through so much that they couldn't take.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and when you just listen to them, it might be the healing they might have needed. Just
Oh
your
yeah.
just your
Mhm.
ear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And
Mhm.
to piggyback off of that, I was thinking about when I was substitute teaching
Yes.
before I
Yes.
moved to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And when you're in school, you think, the
Yeah.
kid, the problematic kids who
Mm-hmm.
are
Yeah.
like act up in class,
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
are constantly in trouble or something. You
Mhm.
have your assumptions about those kids if
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
don't ever, like, if you're not friends with them, whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But when you teach, that's obviously like a different side of everything, of
Yes.
like your
Mhm.
perspective on
Mhm.
these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And you immediately realize that the
Yeah.
way that they are, the way that they
Mhm.
behave is
Yeah.
usually comes from like what's going on at home.
Yeah.
And so
Oh.
as a teacher,
Mhm.
you have to be
Yes.
very careful
Mm-hmm.
not
Mhm.
to judge these children, not to make the
Mhm.
assumptions that they're just like
Mhm. Mhm.
wild or crazy just for no
Mhm.
reason. Like, there are reasons,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it's important to take the time to understand. And like, if
Yeah.
you need to talk to them, talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to ask another teacher, the principal, whoever, just
Yeah.
have those conversations before you
Mhm.
act out of
Mhm.
your judgment. Because
Mhm.
if those kids
Mm.
are very vulnerable in a
Yes.
lot of different ways, and if
Yeah.
you come at them the wrong way
Mm-hmm.
as
Mhm.
a teacher, as an adult, then you could
Mhm.
send them
Oh, in the
even
wrong path.
further, yeah,
Yeah.
even
Follow
further
you, yeah.
down the right. So
Mhm. Wrong
it,
path, yeah.
the wrong
Mhm.
path, yeah. So it's very
Yeah.
important to just take
Yeah.
a moment and
Mm.
don't take it personal if these kids like start cussing you out in school or in
Oh
the
yeah,
middle of class.
kids can be
Kids
mean.
can be mean. And
Oh yeah.
the thing is, like, with those kids, like, it's very obvious because they're at an age a lot of times where it's very obvious. They're not even trying to hide like their
That was the high
frustration.
school. You were substituting for in high school.
I was like the whole spectrum,
The
like
whole
from
Mhm.
like kindergarten, like
Okay.
6-year olds to
Mhm.
16, 17,
Mhm.
18-year olds. But it was
Mhm.
usually like in that like
Mhm.
11 to 13-year old,
Oh
14
Yeah.
year
yeah,
old,
when
Which
their
is a very
body's
where
sensitive,
changing and they're
yeah,
becoming,
but they're
yes.
also
a
really
sensitive time
struggling,
too.
very
Sensitive
sensitive.
age. Yeah.
They're struggling to like
Mhm.
get a hold of their emotions because they're
Right.
Yeah.
feeling all these things for the first time and
Mhm.
they don't know how to handle
Mm.
them, particularly
Mhm.
in a public setting.
Oh yeah.
And
Right.
so you're like, oh man, so
Mhm.
like I can see like
Yeah.
if they behave like this, then
Mhm.
that's probably their mother or their dad probably behaves the same way,
Right.
or how they talk to people. And so
Oh.
you're like, okay, so you just try to take a step back and evaluate like
Mhm.
who this
Mm.
person is, why they are the way they are, and
Yep.
then try to interject if you need to.
Mhm.
You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So that it's a very important life skill that I
Oh
don't think, for me personally, I mean, I may have learned it in a different way, but
yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
was an invaluable experience for me,
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
learning how to just take a moment to just don't judge
Oh
people, don't make assumptions,
no, no.
you know.
You just reminded me. There
Yeah.
was I was doing a talk
Mhm.
at I think the kids were between 9 and 13.
Mm.
Mm.
And at this school, they put all the kids together, and I was giving them some stories, like children's stories, and telling them a little bit of Rwandan history, but
Mhm. Mhm.
filtered for their age.
Mhm. Mhm.
But there was this one little girl who could not stop talking. She might have been like 11. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, she
Yeah.
and she would like anything we said, she was like, "Oh yeah, you don't understand. My mother's so mean." Like she would just like go on and on talking about our whole family's business.
Oh man, just blasting them.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the teachers got so embarrassed, everyone, because the kid couldn't stop.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
And then I said, maybe you need to check on these parents what they're doing to the kid. It's like,
It's that's. I think I find that teachers have a lot of tasks.
yeah,
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
lot.
And especially that the kids come from different backgrounds and when they are raised
Yeah.
in a household and all that. You,
Yeah.
you hear stories of people who are always like sharing their testimonies. Of course, stories become testimony. And
Yes.
I learned something, story, a testimony. Yeah.
Mm.
That's something and we learned together, the dean recently, like
Yeah.
difference between a story and a testimony.
Can you
So,
say it? Can you
Yeah,
say
yeah,
it
please
really quickly
explain.
before we go to
Alright.
the?
Yeah, I think you could say it better than me. The dean.
Don't lie. Don't
You
lie.
know, a story is when you share your pain, whatever experience you've gone through,
Mhm.
but without necessarily like giving like a lesson from that experience. It becomes a
Mhm.
testimony when you give a lesson from your experience, like you're giving something to your audience, whatever you're sharing a story with, something they are going to stay with. It could be a
Yeah.
painful experience, but what are they going to? What a lesson?
Well,
they're
listen
going
to yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
stay
that
with
makes
from
sense.
that experience. So
Yeah. So when you're sharing your story, you're more sharing it for yourself, for your
yes,
healing, for the purpose of yourself, for yourself.
Yeah.
But when you're sharing a testimony, you're sharing it for the other people,
the other people, yeah, the
to
other
for
person.
the audience. You're more in
Mm.
control of that story.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that
You,
makes sense.
you
That makes
yeah,
sense.
it's more you're there for them. You're there. You kind of worked on your healing and everything, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
as you're standing there, you thinking more about the audience. You just want them to not experience the same thing you experienced, or some strength you've took from it for
You took
them.
it, yeah.
Yes. So that there's power in giving a testimony.
I've
Yeah.
never thought about that before
I
my
know.
entire
I
life.
never thought about it too, but
Me too. Somebody
yeah.
explained it. I was like, I look at myself. Do I share story or testimony?
I started thinking about it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you want them to feel bad for you, or you want them to take a lesson from what you went
But
through.
can you tell your story? Can you tell stories objectively?
What do you mean?
Like without what I mean, not like looking for sympathy, but like if someone just asks you, so what happened when you experienced this? And then you just like,
So
give
so
it. And
in
then,
that moment you're doing it for you. That person is asking you,
Yeah.
but they're doing it for you.
Mhm.
And then they're
They're
asking
doing
you
it
the
for you.
question for you, for the person. For me, so for example, mostly if when I'm talking to you about my story,
Mhm.
most of the time probably I'm just telling you a story.
Yeah.
That's an
Yeah.
example.
But like just
About
to inform. Like just to like
or when
answer
I'm
a
talking to
question.
console, it's usually a story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Because I need you to hear me.
Usually it's like that. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But when you're going publicly, when you're going to like, for example, console, when you're going to a school to share your story, your testimony,
Now
you're
we see the
doing it.
testimony. I think
It's a testimony. You were doing it for those students. You're doing you're doing for the students. You're doing it for
Yeah.
those women. You're doing it for all those people.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you still need a friend. You still need that therapist. You still need that that help to
Mhm.
tell your story, to share
Yeah.
your story. Yeah, to feel felt.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that happened to you, Didin. From
Yes.
the time you started sharing your story, comparing to now,
Oh,
I could
yeah.
see the what happened before it was a testimony. It was
Mhm.
a story before
A
it was.
story. Yes.
Without knowing necessarily that
Mm-mm.
that's what I was doing because that's where I was at that time.
Yes.
Like I was, going through all the emotions and all
The
that.
emotions. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then later on, because you want the people to, it's not like empathy you need. It's more about like what do you learn from that?
Yeah.
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 Not about like the healing. It shows you like where you are in terms
In the
of
healing journey.
journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
that's a little thing that I dropped in there. So
All right, girl. All right, girl. That was a good
A little
one.
nugget of wisdom.
but as we were talking, actually, the reason why I was talking about that is because you hear, testimonies. Let's say testimonies of people who are sharing how their teachers transformed their lives because they've gone
Yes.
through painful whatever any situation they were going through in their lives, but then the teacher becomes like a lifesaver to them because of
Yes.
what they told them,
Yep.
how they encourage them, how they comfort them. Like you see, those stories, I love them. Like a person says,
Mm,
I love my teacher, my fourth grade teacher or my high school teacher, because if that teacher didn't do this and this and that, my life would not have been the way it is right now.
it is.
So,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
mhm,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah. Absolutely.
teachers
Like
are
the
powerful. They
professor
need.
you think the other day.
I
Yeah.
think when you're a teacher, know that you are in a seat that is so important in
Oh,
someone's life.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Empowering. Like
Empowering.
you're in a position to empower
Yeah.
all of your students,
All these
mhm,
all
younglings.
these young people who
Yeah.
need that guidance, who need
Yes.
that sense of
Yes.
direction.
Absolutely.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do
Yeah.
you guys want to read something in here that can help out?
How about
Assumptions.
Okay, there's one thing here in assumptions
Yes.
I read last night and I was like, oh, this is really good. It
Mhm,
says that, oh, this is also actually something we need to talk about. It says that
mhm.
we make the assumption that everyone sees life the way we do. We assume, I know this book is like
I know.
when you read it, the thing, the one thing I like about this book is that it's not talking about anybody else.
Nah.
Like just
Nah.
speaking to you.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
no,
then
it's directly to you, like
yeah, it's like going in the mirror. It's like,
talking about me.
yes. And then they say, okay, we assume.
That's funny.
I know. So we make the assumption that everyone sees life the way we do. We
Yes.
assume that others think the way we think. We
Mhm.
feel the way we feel,
Yeah.
judge the way we judge, and
Mhm,
abuse the way we abuse.
mhm,
This is the biggest assumption that humans make. And this
mhm,
is why we have a fear of being ourselves
mhm,
around others,
mhm.
because we think everyone else will judge us, victimize us, abuse
Mhm.
us, and blame us as we do ourselves.
Yep.
Oh, hallelujah. So,
Hallelujah.
oh, that's my dear. Hallelujah, my
Hallelujah.
dear.
My dear.
So,
My dear.
so so even if before others have a chance to reject us, we
Mhm,
have already rejected ourselves.
mhm.
That is the way the human mind works.
Whew.
Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Okay,
I need to
so
go be back. I need to reread these entire books again.
I know.
Yeah. Mhm,
Okay, so the first thing he said was we make assumptions that everyone sees life the way we
mhm.
do. What do you think about that, guys? About that, guys? It's so
That's it. And I'm trying to what
take it in.
take
Yeah.
It's
it
Conso,
Yeah.
it's page 69,
in.
the first
The first
paragraph.
paragraph. Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah, it's I think it's natural. I think it's natural that we would assume that
mhm.
we all have the same sort of scope of life,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
right? Like, and that's something that it takes emotional intelligence and it takes
Right.
maybe just life experience to understand that some people fundamentally just think differently than you do and just
Yes.
see
Right.
life differently.
Yeah.
And it's a massive assumption that if you feel that people see the life the same way you do,
Yeah.
Mhm,
then they're gonna move through life. They're gonna behave the same way. If something bad happens, if there's like
mhm,
some sort of like
mhm.
global catastrophe, like we can look at COVID.
Yeah.
Like even it affected everybody
Yes.
sort of similarly. Different people sort of, you know, from different groups, different perspectives on life, they behaved differently, they responded differently.
Yep.
Some people didn't take it as serious, some people took it extremely serious, and most people were in the middle. But it just goes to show just how many, you know, when something like that happens, you would assume that everybody would react the same way.
The same way.
They would take the
want
same amount of
to follow
precaution.
rules the same way.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way at
And
all.
it's okay. And I think the best lesson here is what we're talking about, communicating and also allowing people to accepting people the way they are. And not assume that they're going to be like us. Like, you know, we're going to think the same way. We're going to to look at life the same way. And it's so hard, especially I remember when I was a church girl.
Why did you do this?
Because I was like a real church girl. But maybe out of the quotes out not then.
Yeah. Quotes not appropriate.
Very judgmental.
Oh my God. This book would have hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, everyone who did not think like me, or he did not live like me, feel like me, live life like me.
Or pray how many times?
Pray how many times? Sing in the church how many times? You know, go to church every Sunday or every evening. Go, you know, talk to God in the church. I just really, I was. They were the worldly people, and there were sinners in my head, and they were not like I was a heavenly girl. They were worldly folks. They were not my people. Okay,
as if you were God's assistant.
Yeah.
Oh no, I had already given myself that job. I was sitting right next to him, and
that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
And so, and so I spent a lot of times worried that the people I love who are not thinking the way I'm thinking, they're not gonna go to heaven. So once I die, I'm gonna be there by myself, and not my little siblings, and you know, all the people I know. So my goal was to bring them to think the way I think. Which was really heavy on me, and a lot of
absolutely
it is. And I was young, I was a teenager, and so knowing how hard that feeling, like almost like carrying everyone's weight on me. It's not even weight. I put that weight on me. Like nobody gave me that
like
job.
You're carrying your
you're
carrying your judgments.
Yes. So everyone, if they looked like they put on a miniskirt or were, you know, all the things that I didn't think was godly things, it became my problem.
You made it your problem.
I made it my issue.
No, remember back, because the community actually, even because it's not how we grow up.
Yes.
You know, being taught to see a person based on how they look outside.
Yes.
And you assume you know who they are on the inside. Like for instance, back in the day, a woman with lipstick, automatically she was a prostitute.
Damn, really?
She was a whore.
Yeah.
When I think about it, I'm laughing, but you wear a pen in Rwanda, especially. You wear jeans. There was a time where if you put on a jeans and a lipstick, you're definitely selling on the corner of the street.
Selling what?
Automatically, that's
you know stuff. Yeah. You're definitely you are a pretty woman.
Oh yeah, okay.
You see now, you got it. You got it, pretty woman.
Yeah, because you know, I know.
And so those things that we are just judging and making it our business, and it's just heavy on our hearts, on our souls, and that's why it's transforming when you start minding your business.
Even seeing a person, even if you might see something maybe unusual, you're not accustomed to seeing a person is doing, don't immediately, you know, say, "Oh, this person."
I know,
because there's a reason why. Maybe what if that person is an actor?
Yeah.
What if it's that person and never
Like,
seen
for
him
instance, in New
today?
York City, I meet all kinds of people doing things. I don't know. Like, for instance, I will see a person in on the train, maybe having,
Oh
headphones, and
yeah, like
they're talking them to, they're maybe having a conversation with themselves, right?
Yeah.
What if is what if is the person is rehearsing um a show or something, like a show or something, whatever that person is doing, automatically to, and assume that person something is not right in
Yeah,
their
something not right. But that, yeah, you would be quick to make that assumption in New York too. Well, I guess.
oh no. I mean, I think we come from a culture that is very like it's community. It's like a very like communities all together, and everything has to be the same way.
Yeah.
Anything different outside that, it's strange and it's weird and it's like bad.
Yes.
I remember when the first year I got here, I was on a train to San Diego.
Yeah.
And I see this guy sitting next to me with huge, ginormous carrots. She had probably bought them as farmer's market, so they still have the green leaves on them.
Stem on it.
And he was just eating them. And I'm looking.
What?
And I'm like sitting there where it's like, what's wrong with this man? He's eating like a rabbit. And I'm just eating the whole ride. I'm judging
and you're
this
just like
man.
watching him. You're just like,
I'm just like,
the guy is taking like a nutritious food, and then in your head you're just like, what's wrong? Why?
He's minding his business. I'm minding his business. And I'm just
wait, you minding his business?
No. And then I'm just like, why is he eating carrots like a rabbit? I go, what does he want? Like on the plane? I mean, on the train. In Rwanda, we don't really eat in public. You have to be home and sit down and eat.
Thing about culture, we have to know like
yes.
What's in the culture? What I mean,
we
not do the same thing. I mean, in all cultures, we're not be the same.
And so I remember getting home and then they asked me about my ride and I'm like, oh my God, you can't believe what I saw. And they said, what did you see? There was this man who was eating carrots like a rabbit on the plane and they all looked like.
You said like a rabbit?
Yeah.
Because
it was like, that's in my mind only rabbit. Like I've seen rabbits with a huge carrot that has green. Like that's the only mind I have of of anything eating carrots like that. So in Rwanda, you eat them cooked, or they're cooked. Mostly they're cooked. We don't really do a lot of salads like here, raw foods like here. Yeah. So I tell them, and they instead of thinking of him as weird and strange, they look at me as though I'm weird and strange. I'm like, I might have done something different. It's like, Dean, why do you think it's strange that he's eating a carrot? They all just.
See, but that's okay though, because look, you didn't impose your surprise or your
on him.
So
no,
like,
I hit it.
Everybody has those things though. That's the point.
Yeah.
With it, like everybody has these, like if you see someone do something.
Yeah.
Like I can't even think of an example. Like constantly, that's a great example. Like with actors, like just like reading, like maybe they have headphones in, they're like listening to the lines or something, and then they're just rehearsing out loud.
Yeah,
it's a little strange. It might catch people off guard, like if they don't see you talking to anybody. But that's just an assumption. Like, oh God, that person might be crazy.
He's going.
But like so it's okay if you have that. But if you approach them and you're just like, can you please stop talking to yourself? You're making my family uncomfortable or something.
Yeah,
that's something else.
That's so true. You say something, and people are different too. The way they if a person is feels comfortable rehearsing, seeing people in public, maybe that's how they memorize things. Probably.
Yep.
Some people like to do things differently. Maybe they might like to be in a noisy place. Some people like to be in a quiet place, or maybe that's the only time they have. Because they have a
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Right. Or maybe they're just going there on audition and they didn't have a time at home. And they just I have to do this before I get there. And they just
Or
loud.
maybe their roommates are just super loud, or they hate when they rehearse like
Yeah.
at the apartment or
I
something.
think if you had like assumption and judgment mind in New York, you will go crazy because
No, yeah.
people are
Yeah.
coming from Broadway in all the costumes. I remember when I was writing with Console,
Hmm.
and you just your eyes are just like, oh my god, what did I just see? Your eyes are, if it's the first time,
Yeah.
but the more you do it, you get used to it. They just come, they're coming from a show, they're
Yeah.
coming from work, they come in, you just look at it, somebody's wearing a head of a chicken, it's
Hmm.
a head of a chicken. If somebody's
And there are so
a
many.
chicken head.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that happens too. There's a chicken. There's a guy actually who likes to dress very strangely, like animals,
Yeah.
whatever attire all the time. So, I mean, to me, is I think the book has helped me a lot to kind of make it fun, laugh, just laugh, and
Yeah.
Laugh.
Yeah.
Yes.
make light jokes and just
Yeah.
jokes around it. It's okay to notice it and make light jokes and not necessarily like
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this guy really did an incredible job. I think this book helps you. You
Mm.
have to go over again. It's not like a book you can read once.
Nah, yeah, I agree with that.
Live a life. We always have things going on within our lives that we need to change.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
And the
Our
older we
life.
get, the more that we grow, I think it's important to revisit these
Mhm.
values just to
Yeah.
keep
Yes,
them cemented
Yeah.
in like whatever phase of life that you're in.
Mm.
Um,
exactly.
because like
Hmm.
Yeah.
your life changes, your life
Oh,
circumstances, life
yeah.
situation changes.
Yes.
Mhm.
But it's important to go back. And this is why people like continuously read the Bible throughout their entire lives, is because
Yeah.
that book is their core values, and it
Yeah.
Yes.
houses the things that they have to continue
Mhm.
going back and
Yeah.
keep continuing to cement them into their lives and their
Yeah.
day-to-day
Exactly.
stuff.
Yes,
And so it's the same
absolutely.
thing. It's the same thing. Just
It's the same
continue.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
Yeah.
think it's good to always learn. I think life is a classroom, so you always like keep learning.
Mm.
Every day there's something new to learn because as we get old, I
Mhm.
mean, there's no time not to learn.
No.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter what stage of life you are in, whether you're anybody, whatever you are in life, we all learn. You need to learn,
Oh
especially
yeah.
Yeah.
life in general, the way we live. So I think to me, when you keep learning, when you keep allowing the door for learning and unlearn,
And unlearn. Yep.
Unlearn.
Yep.
so you live a better life. I think your life becomes more peaceful, and because
Absolutely.
and you live, you coexist with your peers, your everybody around you.
Oh
So
yes.
Yep.
yeah, so nicely. So to me, I believe this is a way of helping you to live well with your
With-
with the
With
world,
your
your community, anybody around
Yes.
you. Be a good
Absolutely.
employee. Let me say
Yes.
here. So be a good CEO. You become a better
yep.
this version of a CEO, leader,
Yes.
or anybody. So I
Yep.
believe
Oh yeah, and it creates more empathy.
empathy.
Be a good manager. Oh man,
Mhm.
managers in America are my
Mhm.
worst, my worst nightmares. Oh, this is live. We can't even cut it out. But man,
It's like
managers here,
no
I
one.
guess because the stress and everything.
Yeah.
Oh man, not gonna name names, but yeah, managers in America. I've never seen mean managers anywhere else in
Mhm.
the world.
Actually,
I'm not gonna
sometimes
say anything.
they're
Hmm? He's not gonna say
Nope.
anything. Ah, you can say something.
I'll say we've
You've been a
had.
manager?
No, I've never been a
You've been a
I've
manager?
never been a manager.
Console?
eh?
You've been a manager?
No.
I have never been.
Think so.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
No,
I
not in like the traditional sense, but
Hmm?
yeah, no, I believe it's always good to always revisit yourself and be a good manager because when you're always like a mean, it's not good for you.
mhm.
Not for the
No,
people.
no.
Okay, the other people feel uncomfortable, but still, it
You're
hurts you
still
more.
uncomfortable as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts you more
Yeah.
than other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
How?
and it's understanding that we are all different. I mean, different
Yes.
personalities. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
still on the manager thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to.
You may have had a lot of them throughout your life.
I have had a lot of managers in my life, and I'm
Yeah.
going
So
through my
he is
head.
revisiting
Like,
them.
Yeah.
golly. I would
Everyone.
love to do like a tell all one day. I really would. I would like to hop on a live
and just
one day and just go off.
just tell a story.
Just tell a story.
Not a testimony. 'Cause
No, it would be a testimony because I would be like, I'd be pointing out like the negatives,
Yeah.
and like, don't do this.
yeah.
Maybe cautionary tales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's something about I think I saw something about marriage for oh no I saw there's a phrase I see here.
Yes.
Maybe I should read it a little bit, right?
Yes, please. What page and what
55.
paragraph?
Mm,
65?
yes.
And what okay.
It's just a small phrase, a small
Okay.
paragraph, yeah, small, yeah. It is
Yes.
always better to ask questions than to make
Mhm.
assumptions because assumptions set up for suffering.
Oh.
Yep.
Yes, that's actually a good one to end the show with, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think
It's-
so.
yeah.
Needless suffering
Needless.
when you
Needless.
make dumb assumptions.
Yes.
Because like you said, I'm happy you said. You say it again.
What
You
the-
made it your business, or you
I
no,
bet.
you're minding his business, and he's minding his business. You're minding his business. That is such a good. Such a good lesson. You
It
don't need
is.
to mind anybody's business
no.
but your own.
No, trust
And-
me. I was minding his
'Cause
business
then,
on the
like-
whole ride.
Constantly, like when you said you analyze everything,
Mhm.
and I won't put him up blast. Maybe I shouldn't even mention it. But y'all recently had situations where there were some miscommunications with people, and there's some so you had to sort of deal with that in your own way. But there were some assumptions that were
Yes.
made,
Oh yes.
and
Oh, yeah.
maybe it wasn't true, or maybe it wasn't what
No.
that
It
person
was
thought.
just nothing, but it was assumptions.
Assumptions.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Unnecessary.
And
Unnecessary.
so when you run with those assumptions,
And following through with them, it's
yes,
like no.
then there's needless suffering. You start going crazy in your mind. You start feeling
Mm.
bad about yourself.
I know
Your whole day, maybe your whole week is ruined.
Yeah.
All because there was a miscommunication. All because you assumed there were certain things going on.
Yeah.
When there
and it
wasn't.
starts hurting.
Yeah,
That's
right.
that's the moment you go to a therapist and just tell them, I am assuming all this. Is it just in my head?
Yeah,
Or
Yeah.
is it just in my head, or is it real?
Yeah.
Because our minds are like the most important
Yeah.
organism on our body,
yeah,
in our body.
Mhm.
So taking care of that brain can really save you a lot of needless suffering,
Yeah.
like they're saying here.
Actually, that's everything. Whatever we see happening in the world, it starts
Mhm.
in the mind.
In
So
here.
Mhm.
So
It's
take care of
created
them
here.
brains.
created here. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Take care of them brains.
Right.
Do use console. The other day you posted something about cleaning, like
Clean
making
your
space.
space, your home, your whatever, and then your mind, your heart.
Clean your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, do like a
Because
deep cleaning.
A deep.
Welcome other things, to create a space for other things to
Yeah.
come.
Like
Beautiful things to come.
spiritual
Ooh.
detox.
Yes, spiritual detox. Yes.
Yeah.
The way you detox your livers and the other things in the the
Mhm.
stomach and the stuff, detox your brain too.
Mhm.
Detox that
Whenever
brain.
we do hygiene, we do a lot of hygiene
Mhm.
of the
Mhm.
body and whatever.
Yes.
Hygiene is necessary too.
It's very necessary.
Right.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
This is
All
nice.
right,
This is a very nice conversation. I like this stuff.
I know. Look at us. Look at us. We are hitting a whole hour.
Yeah.
I
Man,
mean,
we can talk for like days
Mhm.
about
we
these
want to
things.
be better people. Actually, when you get to a point where good conversations becomes like a habit,
Yes.
beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing for your mind. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good conversations becoming a habit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you see how deep and amazing that is?
Mhm.
Of course.
And they become fun.
They become
Of
fun,
course.
like how you want to know
How
like
drama?
crazy
can-
drama and
You know
fun.
why drama and rumors and stuff spread
Yeah.
like a virus? It's because the people are hyped up. People,
Yeah.
the dopamine hits are like, yes,
And they
yeah.
want to know what happened. Ooh,
I know. It's like that neighbor.
Yeah.
Every neighborhood has a nosy neighbor.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
my God. Yeah, like those,
People
like,
like
oh,
peeking
what
over
happened in
the
that
Especially-
fence.
house?
especially retired people.
Oh,
They got
yeah.
nothing better to do with their time than just like open those blinds a little bit.
Going on in that next door. What are they doing? What that
Yeah.
person is coming driving inside that house?
Right, right.
How many times? How many times a week?
Mm.
I think she's got a new boyfriend.
They haven't mowed their lawn in a month. What is going on with them?
No, stop minding their business.
I know exactly. Stop minding your business. Stop minding my business. Mind your own business.
There are so many
Yeah.
business going on within your life.
I know.
I know,
There's
most
a
of the
lot
time.
of work. That's the thing. If you're busy minding other people's business, that's probably an indicator
You're
that
scared of minding your own business.
you've running away from something in here. There's some business
Actually,
in here that you.
No, you become a refugee to your home, and then you go around in exile.
Girl,
Yeah.
repeat. Say it again. You
Yeah.
become a refugee.
Yeah, say it louder
From-
for the
from your
people in the
home.
back. Yeah.
From your home. Please welcome back to your home.
Yes, go back to your
needs
home.
you. Your home
Yeah.
needs you. Your home
Yep.
needs your love.
Yep. Preach.
I know, and that's what he said here. When you stop assumptions, you become the best version of yourself. You come back to yourself.
Yeah.
You are okay to show up as yourself among people because you're not trying to be what they want you to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are yourself at all times
Mhm.
because you are back home. You are proud of your home,
Yes.
of who you are inside.
You know, many people should like picture a refugee camp.
Oh, I don't know. We may take them to visit some refugee camps. A lot of people
It's not
don't
a
know.
beautiful thing. It's not a beautiful thing.
No.
So that's why we have UNHCR and other big organizations to make sure that, people back home.
Shade. You throw shade. Keep going, girl. I like that.
So think about yourself. Picture that and look at yourself, running away from your my name's Zion. Sorry.
I know. Come back home. Come back home to your
Come
home,
back
to
home.
yourself, and love yourself.
Bring it back in.
And when you love yourself, you don't want all those dirty thoughts in your mind.
No.
Mhm. Yeah.
So we'll see you another Wednesday. What's up?
Yes.
Up? What's next?
Well, listen, y'all. This has been a great conversation, and
Oh, yeah.
really, Constable and Didine only had this conversation with me because I only speak English. They speak Kinyarwanda.
We'll teach you Kinyarwanda. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
so we'll continue this conversation on Instagram.
Yes.
Full form.
Yes.
We Constable earlier today. So we made an Instagram post, kind of promoting both of the shows.
Yeah.
And the first one was YouTube, and the second one was the Instagram one, starting at 3.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and then we were talking about from 3 because the first one's 1 to 2. This the Instagram one is 3 o'clock to
Yes.
like either
You
chill, like and we just chill
from
for
3 and 3 and chill,
Yeah,
or
or
3 until
3
you fall
until-
asleep,
yeah,
or
or 3 until the electricity goes out. You got to pay the bill, because we go on for hours.
yes, for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're diving deeper.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and we're going to speak in Kinyarwanda. That's like Kinyarwanda speaking.
Yes, community.
Kinyarwanda
Yeah.
Kirundi.
Yeah.
Kinyarwanda
Rwanda
Kirundi.
and Kirundi.
Right.
This is more for like diaspora, a lot of people that speaks English in all over the world. This is more of like a global thing, and then the Kinyarwanda is more for like East African, like Burundi, Congo. Some Congolese that speaks Kinyarwanda. There's some like Uganda. We have some speaking Kinyarwanda.
Yeah, but we're growing though.
Yeah,
like
we're growing.
it's
We're
now.
growing. And Rwanda, of
I
course.
think it's gonna start breaching into like the West African.
Oh,
think-
once we get into the English version,
Yeah.
then we can spread more to like West Africa. We can get more in South America. We can get Australia. We can get all those countries that have,
People that need to listen.
No,
that
we
have
need
a-
to take care of our minds. This mind here is like if your mind, if you have a good mind, you have a working mind, you have everything.
Yeah.
And this is me. And this is me being a nosy neighbor. Somebody was walking by the door, our house. She was on the phone and she said to someone on the other line, she said, if your mind is working, if you have your mind, you have everything.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think you mind it. You mind a business for something good.
I know.
Yeah.
I minded her business short in a short, like just that.
A little
and I was
tiny.
like,
in a good
our
way.
window was open. It was like a good timing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it is true.
I think it was God sending that message for the
Yes.
purpose of maybe the show and to be able to tell people that.
I agree.
So
all right, y'all. Oh, we've been live
We'll
for
see you.
officially 1 hour, but thank you so much, everybody who
Thank
tuned
you,
in.
thank
guys.
you.
This episode should be up on the YouTube channel within 24 hours, hopefully.
Yes, it will be up for 24 hours.
Yeah.
If anybody sends any questions or comments,
Mhm.
we're gonna make sure we respond throughout the week before next Wednesday.
Yes.
We'll respond to the comments and the questions.
Yeah, all of that.
Yes.
And Twitter people, if you are seeing right now,
Yes.
also subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Yes.
Because we can be able to comment on live when you do on YouTube. Here we can be able to see the comments right away. So if someone is watching on the other platforms like Facebook or Twitter, or LinkedIn, whatever, however you're watching from, please go to YouTube and type in comments. That's where we can be able to respond to your comments in the how do you say it? In the present moment, like right away.
Yes. Yeah. We got y'all. All right, y'all. Take care and have a great week.
And take care of your mind and
your
be
soul,
well.
Mind, body, and soul.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. We'll see you soon, Consola. We'll see you soon, on our Instagram.
Right.
There.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, Alex.
Bye.